I'm going to talk about 4 interesting points which will help you guys to save a lot of money from your existing salary. If you want to get more details, let's dive into the video. My name is Shiju Thomas. Welcome to this YouTube channel. What is this meals rules? Every day if you're taking the lunch from outside, which is approximately cost like 200 to 250 rupees. This is on an average hotel. I'm saying that it may be low or high. So we are creating a financial rule which is called meals rules. That means we know what is the value of the meal and we know what is the importance of the meal. That means on a daily basis, yes, we have to take the lunch. This is for sure. And every day it gonna cost 200 to 250 rupees. So you understand the value of this meal and you understand the importance of the meal, right? Now we are making a rule which is called meal rules. That means tomorrow you have decided to purchase a particular item. It can be a toy, it can be anything, it can be a gadget, it's a choice. And the value of that item, the cost of that item is just 1000 rupees. That means immediately you're going to calculate in your mind that this item, which is 1000 rupees, how many meals I can get for this 1000 rupees. That means, okay, I can cover my 1 week meal. That means from Monday to Friday. If I want to purchase this particular item, which is 1000 rupees, that means this is going to cost my 5 days meal. You will be able to understand that is this item is necessary or what. You are going to consider any item which is going to buy. You are going to divide or you are going to calculate the value of that particular item compared with the value of the meal, which is called meal rules. So this method will help you to understand the value of each item. Otherwise you will say, oh, it's okay, 1000 rupees, it's okay, I can manage. When it comes to know that this is going to cost my 5 days lunch, you will say, no, it's not going to worth for that. No, I could spend this 1000 for my 5 days lunch. So this will help you to control your spending, especially the unwanted spending. For example, you're going to buy a particular item and you need this item. Maybe this value of that particular item which is 2000 rupees. That means your 10 days meal. But you will say, no, it's fine. I need this item because this is necessary for my day-to-day life, or it is important for me to live with that item, or it is compulsory that I have to buy this item, even though it costs 10 days of my meal. That means that item is necessary for you. You can buy that. But if something which is not necessary, you don't need to buy that. Second rule is the absolute price rule. This is a quite interesting rule. I'm going to tell you this one. We are all living in this kind of trap. For example, go to a shop, you want to buy a t-shirt. You see one t-shirt which is costing like 1000 rupees. You understand, right? This is 1000 rupees. Now we are not going to compare this with the meals. This is a second method, right? So you have decided to buy that 1000 rupees t-shirt. But suddenly you have remembered that, no, I have seen a similar t-shirt which is almost look like this, but in the online web store or in a different shop, which is costing only 100 rupees. That means 1/10 of the price, right? You're going to get 90% of discount compared to this price of 1000, right? So you have decided to buy that 100 rupees t-shirt instead of 1000 rupees. And you are creating a perception in your mind that, okay, I have saved 900 rupees in this, especially only in this t-shirt. So I'm going to save a lot of money when I'm buying a cheaper dress. Ultimately, if you calculate the expense, or ultimately if you calculate how many t-shirt you bought for that 100 rupees in a year, you will come to know that maybe you bought maybe 10 to 15 t-shirt. That t-shirt which will cost only 100 rupees, it's not gonna last for longer duration. It is gonna be a low quality, and it is gonna get damaged easily. But in case if you buy that t-shirt which is gonna cost 1000 rupees with a higher quality, it can stay for another 1 or 2 years. Right? You understand? I'll give you one more example. Imagine you love to take a Starbucks coffee or a high-end any kind of iced coffee, cafe latte, cappuccino, anything. You love to drink a cup of coffee when you're going for a work or when you're coming back from the work, which is going to cost, for example, 100 rupees. I'm giving a rough figure. I'm not giving you the exact cost. 100 rupees. Every day you are spending 100 rupees for a coffee. So you calculate this one for 1 year, approximately 250 to 280 days you are working, which is equal to 28,000 rupees you are spending on a year just for a coffee, right? Now what you are going to do, you are going to search for a coffee machine. Maybe you will find a brand new one, or maybe you will find a used one less than 20,000 or less than 15,000. So you have decided to spend 15,000 Indian rupees to buy a coffee machine to keep it in your home. Every day you can make cafe mocha, cafe latte, americano, cappuccino, whatever you want. You can make anything at home. So you have saved 100 rupees on a daily basis. But if you think that, okay, 15,000 for a coffee machine, yes, that investment is quite huge. That's absolutely right. Calculate properly. Until last year, you used to spend around 28,000 rupees for the coffee, but now you have make it 15,000, which means if you use this coffee machine for another 2 years, it is costing only 7,500 rupees for 1 year instead of 28,000 rupees. So this calculation will give you an idea that, okay, do I have to purchase this coffee machine instead of 1 cup of coffee on a daily basis? This is called absolute price rule. It comes to the third point, which is called a savings challenge. What is savings challenge? You are creating a challenge to yourself that, okay, for my salary is getting credited on every month 5th. So you have informed your bank that I'm gonna open a recurring deposit, RD deposit, whenever my salary is credited, which is same like you have a bank loan, car loan, personal loan, credit card loan, whatever it is. Whenever the salary is credited, it is automatically deducting the EMI amount, right? Same like that, you are informing the bank that every month 6th or 7th you have to deduct 5,000 rupees from this particular account. It will give you an option to save a lot of money. At the end of 1 year, you will have an extra income, you will have an extra source of money at your bank account. This can be considered as your emergency fund. This can be considered as anything if you want to consider, but this was not there till last year. This is a saving challenge you have started. So this is the third point, which is called saving challenge. Now it comes to the fourth and final point, which is called 036 rule. What is the 036 rule? Everybody used to say that you need to have an emergency fund, right? Especially when you are working in a private organization. You are not in a government sector. If you are in a private organization, definitely you have to have a 3 to 6 months of your salary as your emergency fund. For example, you have 10,000 rupees salary. You need 30 to 40,000 in your bank account, which is considered as your emergency fund. This is applicable only for you. In case you are a married person with 2 kids, so what do you have to do? Instead of 3 months salary, you have to make sure that you will have another 3 more months, which is equal to 60,000. If your salary is 10,000, you have to make sure you have a 60,000 rupees savings in your account. That is like an emergency fund, and whenever you require, you can take it. I'm not talking about this as a share market investment, nothing in that way. It can be a physical money or it can be a physical gold, whatever it can be. You have to make sure that you can liquidate that into a liquid cash within fraction of time. Whenever you need it, you can use it. Not like a real estate, not like a share market, nothing in that way. A liquid solid cash I'm talking about as an emergency fund. For example, you have a family, joint family, you have parents, you have in-laws, or you have wife, kids, you have a group joint family. You have to make sure you have at least 6 to 8 months of your salary as savings. I'm sure that this is quite difficult for someone who is in the middle class, but I'll tell you one thing, you have no guarantee what's going to happen. You are not sure what's going to happen in the future, but definitely if you want to overcome that situation, you need to have a 6 to 8 months of the income as emergency fund. There are some exception cases. For example, you have multiple sources of income. That means you are working in a private sector. At the same time, same like me, you are running a YouTube channel, or you have a revenue coming from your share market. Anything, you have a second or third source of income. That means you have an option to withdraw 1 or 2 months from the 6 to 8 months. You can keep, instead of 8 months, you can make it like a 6 months, because even if you don't have a job, you have a source of income. If you have that, you can keep it like that. If you don't have it, make sure you have 6 to 8 months of your salary as your emergency fund. So I believe these 4 points are gonna change your life if you are a middle class person working in a private sector. So if you love this kind of content, consider subscribing this channel. My name is Shiju Thomas. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.